You're listening to the Pathway Podcast, helping you find your path to fitness success with your hosts, Rex Andrews and Jonathan Canales.
My goal was to be in the best shape of my life before I was 40. Tried many different diets. I tried different, workouts, tried different things. In about 6 months, I'd lost about 10 pounds and it wasn't working. So that's when I called you guys. I needed the guidance. I needed the accountability. I needed not just help in the gym, but also like nutritional help. Everything's changed, man. My mindset's changed, attitude's changed. Nutrition is completely, it's a complete 180. I've lost 50 pounds in 6 months instead of, 10 pounds in 6 months. It started out with, I need to lose some weight. I mean, I was over 300 pounds, man, That's scary stuff. I got 2 kids and a wife and, a life. So I got to lose some weight. And then it kind of changed. It was like, hey, if I can lose weight, what else can I do? After high school and into college, I was working out a little bit here and there. Never in my life had I run more than a mile. I've done that. Never in my life have I ever ridden a bicycle 25 miles. I've done that. So continuing to change these and add these small goals of what can I try next has really pushed and motivated me to do that kind of stuff.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Pathway Podcast. I'm Rex.
And I'm Jonathan.
And that voice you guys heard at the beginning of this podcast is one of our awesome pathletes, Clint Henson, a.k.a. Fathead. Self-proclaimed Fathead.
Well, his daughter.
Okay.
I actually heard the full story of that today. But yeah, this is hilarious. We have like a MyZone board at the gym where it tracks like your heart rate and your effort during your workouts. It's a really cool tool.
Effort tracker, really.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it or heard of it, definitely go Google it and figure it out. But the cool part about it is you have nicknames, right? And so it's a big deal when you come to the gym. Like, what is your nickname going to be? And so I guess he's just starting off, like trying to drink the Kool-Aid a little bit of like, okay, I got to make this name. And so he's telling his family about it at dinner, and his daughter's like, well, what's your nickname? He's like, I don't know. It should be Fathead. And he's like, okay.
No explanation.
Yeah.
Like, Fathead. And like goes back to eating dinner.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, all right, well, let's have him.
Yeah, and he's rolled with it. He's been Fathead for the last 6 months, and he's been crushing it in that time. Clint was, what's so cool about it is like that little piece we played at the beginning where he was working on it. He was over 300 pounds. Like, man, I got to make a change. I got to do something about this. And he tried to do it on his own. He had done P90X in the past, so I think he went back to that, right? He tried a bunch of different diets and stuff and was trying to like force himself into this, but just didn't have like a clear path, a clear direction on how to get there. Super frustrated. Was like, you know what? I just need to hire somebody to help me make this happen. He came to us at Pathway, and instead of that 10 pounds in 6 months, he lost, it's 60 pounds now?
Yeah, he's 60 pounds down now.
60 pounds in 7 months.
Yeah.
Way better results, way faster.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about that story is that it wasn't like, yes, he changed a lot. Like mentally, he changed what he was eating with his nutrition. He started working out with a lot more intentionality and was a lot more efficient with his workouts. But the thing is, like, he knew that this was important to him. He knew that he needed to lose the weight. And I think he was like, I've done this before. I've worked out before. I can try this. I can do this. And so it's easy just to like go back to the things that have worked in the past. But like, as we know, like we evolve over time. So things that have worked for you 10 years ago, they might not work now. So you have to keep evolving and you have to figure out what does work now. Where do I want to go and how do I get there?
Yeah. And finding those needle movers, right? Like what are the big rock things that I can fix or change to help me see results faster? Because like the best example of that is he was dieting, right? But when he came to us, like when you're looking at his nutrition stuff, he was eating, okay, I get this wrong every time.
Every time.
Route 44.
No.
No?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about like root beer.
No, it was Route 44 drinks from Sonic. He was drinking 4 sweet teas a day, right?
Yeah, it was like 4 sweet teas, like just an abnormal amount.
But it's like 120 ounces of sweet tea, like crazy amounts of sugar and stuff. So he's getting like all this sugar every day and going like, well, I don't know, I'm not losing weight.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know that it was like even necessarily that, but like it was just more so, I didn't even like thought about that being like a thing. That's just something that I do, you know? And it's crazy that like we have all these different habits, whether it's like, you know, I eat out for lunch, or whether it's like I just drink a sweet tea when I go into work, or I pick up McDonald's on the way breakfast into work, like whatever those things are. And you just have these habits. And so I think for Clint, whenever he was like, okay, I need to lose this weight, I'm over 300 pounds, it has to be like this huge change. He was able to like say, okay, this is where I want to go. I want to lose this weight. I know I need to be active. I know I need to eat healthy. But he was trying to take it to this extreme and say like, okay, I'm going to do insanity. I'm going to do this diet. And so it would last for a little while, but nothing stuck. So yeah, he lost like 10 pounds, but like he was working really hard in his own mind and it just wasn't getting there.
Yeah, exactly. Working hard at like not necessarily the things that give you the result, right? And a lot of times when you just don't have direction, you can go, well, like, is that really making that big of a difference? Like if I stop drinking sweet tea, like what's that really going to do for me?
Yeah.
And you'd be amazed at what it can do, right? And it helps to have an outside perspective or somebody who's an expert is going to be like, okay, if we do this, like this is what we need to work on right now and stay focused on that one thing, fix that problem, move on to the next thing. And you talk about like having that intentionality and like that purpose to what you're doing. When you believe in like, this is going to get me that result, man, you can move so much faster, right? Because there's less like, I don't know if this is worth it. Man, this is really hard. I don't even know if this is helping me get to my goal, right? Take away all that uncertainty, then you can move.
Yeah, you have that guide telling you this is exactly what you need to do. So I think a lot of the times people have had that experience where maybe they're trying really hard to lose weight and then they step on the scale and they're like, oh man, like I gained 2 pounds. Like
right.
What I'm doing is not working. I need to completely change this to like figure it out. And when you have that guide telling you like, hey, no, you're good. Just keep doing what you're doing, or like change this. Maybe don't drink sweet tea all the time. Like, you know, you have that. It's easier to keep going and staying on track. You know, it's similar to like a GPS, right? Like, you know, okay, I'm going to grandma's house. I have an idea of where that's at. I kind of know the direction that I need to go in. But like, if I don't have someone telling me like every step of the way, like, hey, take this exit here, turn here, I'm definitely going to miss some things along the way. I'm not going to remember exactly how to get there, especially if I've never been there before.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it's like the more that you go the same road, the more the reps that you get going to your grandma's house, then you don't need GPS anymore, right? Like you know what you're doing. But yeah, I think it's a good analogy because you think about like trying to get somewhere you've never been before. You don't have clear directions. Of course, you're going to want to use GPS. Did you remember before GPS, there was TomTom? Like that was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Dude, when my friend had a TomTom, I'm like,
you're a big deal.
Whoa, man, you're coming on every road trip with me.
Yeah.
But before that, it was MapQuest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had to like print out the directions. It told you where to go. And even though it told me exactly what to do, I would still get lost all the time. Especially like when you're trying to get back from somewhere. So you have directions on how to get there, and then you got to like reverse it back. So you're like, okay, so I turn on this road and then 5 miles down, and then you're like looking like, I don't remember this, man. You're getting lost all over the place, right? Even though it tells you exactly what to do. So the GPS, it's auto updating you all the time. It's keeping like real time information. Hey, turn now. If you screw up, hey, turn around.
Reroute.
Get back. Yeah. If you're out on the road with MapQuest, you're stuck. You better figure it out, right?
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like how many people do that with diet nutrition where they're like, you know, Clint tried it, you know, like just give me the rules. Like if you give me the workouts and you tell me what to eat, I can do that.
Yeah.
But then like you get into a social situation and you're like, well, this isn't on my meal plan, or like the weights I have in my gym aren't exactly like the weights here, so I'm just not going to work out today because I can't do that.
Guess I'm lost.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like if you don't know exactly what you're doing, if you don't have that game plan, if you haven't like been there before and you know what you need to do at this stage, then it makes sense you need a GPS. You need someone telling you like, hey, you're off track, get back on, and doing that. And then after a while, you know, like, okay, I'm here. I know how to get this route. And it's not something that you're feeling lost and frustrated and uncertain about.
Yeah, exactly. That gets you that clear, specific directions on where to go. And that's what having like a coach, having accountability, having somebody on your team and go like, how's things going? Where are we at? Helping you make those adjustments is so helpful for 1, faster results, 2, way less painful results because you're only focusing on the things that get you there faster, right? And 3, you can avoid so much bad advice, right? MapQuest days, you lost, what do you gotta do? Hey man, do you know where?
Get stop at a gas station.
Yeah. And then there's like sketchy dude who's missing teeth. Is like, you just go on down this way, and you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna listen to this guy.
Yeah, and also don't be the guy that's like too proud to ask for directions. You know, like the guy's like, oh, we're gonna figure it out. You know, it might like take longer or whatever. We're gonna figure it out. It's just way easier to have that coach helping you along the way, because you look at Clint and he started off and he's like, yeah, I just need to lose some weight, man. Like, you know, I'm just not healthy. I'm not there. And like now this guy is somebody who is completing Murphs like at 8:00 p.m. when no one else is there. He's
crazy
like
intense
running
workouts.
5Ks when he hasn't ran a mile since like freshman year of high school.
Yeah, and the full testimonial that he gave was really cool, where we were interviewing him and talking to him about his results and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I just want to lose some weight. Now I'm working towards that ultimate goal. And then I kept like asking questions, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, man. Well, like, what's the ultimate goal? He's like, oh, I want to be in the best shape of my life by the time I'm 40, which is like a year from now.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like you started with, I just want to lose some weight. And now you're like, nah, let's see how far we can push this thing. Like now that he's seen when I have a clear path and I know what I'm doing, man, you start to get addicted to like, I can make better progress. I can do better. I can keep pushing it further and further and further. Now he's like, dude, what else do I have in the tank?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's all about. It's just like you start off, you get that momentum, you know what you're doing. And yeah, like you need to evolve the game plan. It's never just like, okay, we have the game plan. This worked. It's not like football. Like you don't just have the game plan. Well, it worked against this team. Let's just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You have to evolve. You have to change the game plan a little bit and like keep working towards where you want to go. But if you're like not super clear on where you want to go and you're constantly like changing your goals back and forth and maybe like not sure about what to do, then it makes sense that you're going to be frustrated and your results are going to be the same.
Absolutely. So like Clint did, if you want better results faster, just get a GPS, get that clear direction, that step-by-step turn indicator, somebody helping you, somebody on your team who's giving you good advice. Everybody's got fitness advice, right? You tell anybody that you're working on goals, and they'll be like, oh, my cousin, she only drank apple juice, and she lost 30 pounds. You're like,
okay,
cool. Like, don't listen to that. Exactly. Yeah. Where's your cousin at now, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's got fitness advice. You don't want to trust everything that you hear. You want to make sure that what you're getting is the turn-by-turn that you need, right? It's that, what's the next step for you? How do you address what's happening in your life? So when you have that clear direction, opportunities are limitless.
Yes. So, yeah, get a coach, get a plan, get that GPS you have locked in where you want to go, and you have someone helping you get there along the way. Trust me, you won't regret it. You wouldn't say, like, don't invent GPSs. I'm cool with MapQuest.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys remember when we had the almanacs? That was the good days. Missed the almanacs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's it for us this time on the Pathway Podcast. Guys, if you want to see Clint's whole testimonial, jump on our YouTube. It's up there, Pathway Training on the YouTubes. And if you want to join our community where we got a ton of people, just like Clint, Melissa, Indiana, Bobby, all these great people who are crushing goals, being limitless, getting in the best shape of their life, we'd love to have you join us. Jump over at mypathwaytraining.com/group. Free group, free community. You'll never regret jumping in. So we'll see you over there at mypathwaytraining.com/group. And we'll see you next time on the Pathway Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Pathway Podcast.